I'm your host, Mark White. Always with me is my main man, Mr. Rudy Garcia. Going to be joining us a little later on today. Listen, we're going to get right into it. But before I do, I wanted to kind of jump on this. I sent out a tweet earlier this week, 2 weeks ago, week and a half, whatever the case is, that if you have some questions, you can email us the questions and kind of get some views, or we can ask some experts, kind of just get out there and kind of grind on this. So we have an overwhelming response to this, and we have some emails. Now, we're not going to mention the email address. Pretty secure there. But we are going to read the questions and see if we can answer it the best way we know how. All right? This comes from, we'll just use initials. Can we do that? All right, so we'll use the initials. CJ. CJ says, with all the Black Lives Matter movement going on and people protesting, how is it that the black community can just stand around and do nothing? And what can they do what can they do to make things better and positive for their own community? And they got to start working inside their community. That's what he puts. P.S. They got to start working inside their community. All right, CJ. Well, let's see if we can answer that question for you. So, I'm a big believer in free speech, okay? Now, I'm one of those guys that if you're going to let the Klan talk, I'm going to let them talk. But if you let the Klan talk, you let white nationalists talk, you got to let the Black Panthers talk. You got to let the black movements people, Blue Lives Matter people, everybody, you got to let them talk. You got to just let them talk. Everyone has a grievance, and you got to be able to listen. If you don't care to listen to the grievance, well, then that's going to be part of the issue. But the number one step is to listen to a person's honest grievance. So going to your question, how can they fix their own inner community, right? And be responsible? Well, listen, you just can't say the white community is responsible for the white community and the blacks for the blacks and the browns for the browns and so on, so on. What you have to do as human nature, as human beings, as humanity is you have to work together and find a solution. You know, if we want to continue to progress this world, this country for our kids, our sisters, our nephews, our nieces, whoever it is, then you've got to stand up and you've got to push forward. That means if your buddy has an opposite view of women should be barefooted and pregnant, and because I'm white I should get this, or I'm black I should get that, you got to stop all that. And if you keep associating with that and you do nothing, well, you're part of the problem. Just because it doesn't happen to you doesn't mean that you're not part of the issue. Sometimes a person has to stand up and go against the grain. Now, does it mean that you're going to make a huge difference? You're going to make this world difference? No. But what it's going to do is get the ball moving a little more. You get the ball moving a little more, then you get some support on that. And once you get some support, then you can start to make progress. Is progress going to happen in 24 hours? No. 1 year? No. It took a lifetime to get here. It's going to take a lifetime to get out of that. And CJ, and honestly, it's to go back to it, in the 60s and 50s, blacks were super conservative, okay? It's a lot of things that people don't understand. We don't care to listen to that